You don't know are the Real Things podcast. Hey yo! Wagwan, my people. Blessings and welcome to the Real Things. Well, it's a beautiful Friday. Partly cloudy on the outside. How are things in your neck of the woods? How's the weather like? How's things? How's things? It's a beautiful Friday. It's a beautiful, beautiful island morning. Now, without any further ado, I want to welcome you to the Real Things podcast. If you are new here, or welcome to the channel. Firstly, please, 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 if you have not subscribed to the channel, kindly do so. Just get familiar. Find something that you like in any one of the playlists and get hooked up. Yes, I. And for those of you who are returning once again, welcome back. Don't forget to like the video as you come in, and also let us meet in the comment section because you know that is where every magic happens. So today we wanna delve into the ongoing saga with Murimi and Halima. Yesterday we saw where David Jr. uh brought Moremi on camera once again, and it was really heartbreaking to see a grown man cry. Guys, if I tell you, even my son is older than Moremi. um you know it shows you the real life struggle, what you saw played out on camera yesterday. And even Moremi too is human regardless of the situation. Now, I say this to say that we have seen a few days ago where I came out on my community tab and I posted some things because when it comes to gender based violence, I'm not one who's gonna be agreeing with nobody to lay hands on nobody or verbally abuse anybody. No, 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 no. I'm a strong advocate for peace in the home. Every relationship will find rocky times, will fall on rocky times. Also, you know, we are mere mortals. And to add insult to injury, you'll find where environment can really mess things up. And this is the case where we see, you know, where Moremi and Halima, like so many other young people, even people like my age, will go through things like this from time to time and even older than I am. Now, sadly, we've seen where Davy brought Morimi to camera yesterday, once again, to his camera once again, because, you know, a few days ago, he explained to him that the authorities, did explain what the situation is, what is expected of both parties that are involved, whereby they're married. No, that is another story, but we have to talk a little bit about it today. Yesterday, in the said video, David Jr., explained that, which probably caught a lot of people by surprise. He explained that house were already given for Halima. It is a sad, 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 sad situation. Um, I was rooting for them, honestly, as a young couple, but then we as as the world watched on and they opened up more and cameras were brought, around them more, they were exposed to the cameras more, then I realized, there were cracks in the relationship. Like I said, many relationships from time to time will have cracks. Anywho, we've learned yesterday that a dowry was given for Halima already. I guess maybe to the grandma because as word has it on the street that Halima does not have parents. So I guess it's to the grandma. Now, this is a blow to the people who was already invested in Halima because when, which we all know by now, that when you have instance like these where a dowry was given for the woman, for the wife, you would have to give this back before they call it quits, before it's a divorce official. So the cows, whatever how many amount of cows were given, then if it's the truth, which I don't think it's a lie, I don't think it's a lie because he kept insisting, even though it's African tradition to take a woman and call her your wife, but meaning that common law relationship, not an official. But David said yesterday it was, and Maremi actually kept insisting that she's my wife. She is my wife. So it came to light yesterday, indeed, that a dowry was given. So I was saying, that this is like insult to injury because to those who know have already started invested in Halima because people were routing for her to go to school. I think funds were collected for her to go to school. I don't know if it's everything, but I overheard David kept saying that she's supposed to be going to school. She will be going to school, and Moremi was saying that he wanted to accompany Halima to school. Hey, this thing is a mix-up. Um, and the reason why I'm saying that it is a mix-up because the deeper you look in the situation, from a humane perspective, it's the more that you want to, you know, root for both of them getting looked after. Because you can see you can, I don't want to say damaged goods, but it is what it is. Call a spade a spade. Due to the society, you know, they need help, especially Moremi. To me, Halima is a strong young lady and she's willing to go at it alone if she has, like I heard David said yesterday, that she said she wants out of the relationship, which nobody's gonna stay. And I mean, I can't say nobody because people stay in relationships as long as they want, however they feel comfortable. So I can't. Like she's saying basically, as per David yesterday, that she wants out. I guess she's saying she wants out because enough to her, enough is enough. And everybody that's watching and is rooting for Halima and that is an advocate for, peace within, a relationship structure in anything of the sort. Once you're an advocate for a good living, a healthy mental well being, you would be rooting for Halima also. And not forgetting that she's a young mother. A young mother. How many of us fell, victim to being a young mother? Why? Why? No matter what the nation, no matter what the race, class, or creed, these things have a way to just play out in the same way. Same way. Now, she said she wanted out. I don't know how that's going to play out because I was saying earlier that it is a very confusing, maybe I should use the term conflicting issue because Moremi is asking for many things, which Halima asked for only one thing and is her freedom. You see how expensive freedom can be because now, like, in order to gain back her freedom, those cows would have to be brought back to wherever they came from, which is to Murimi's family. or the monies for the cows would have to be given back to Moremi's family or Moremi or whatever, whomever presented them. Now, price of freedom is what we're looking at right now. Halima asked for her freedom. Moremi, on the other end, is asking for Devi to help him to win Halima back. Is it Halima or Alima? Because at some point I said ha, and then another point I said ah. I don't know which is which due to the language barrier and the pronunciations. No, he's asking for David Jr. to help him win Halima back. He said at one point, call her. Now, David did just that. He brought Halima to the family, apparently. And where we saw David Jr. came on the camera and said that he was attacked. No, we've seen that Moremi can be a little tantrum thrower. We've seen him gotten into numerous fights. We've heard of him being even disrespectful to his mom, allegedly. Um, so you can tell that he's a little tyrant. And I want to point out something to you. There was a way I'm getting a energy from Moremi, and I'm gonna say it straight out. It is not that I'm pronouncing doom and gloom, but what I'm getting, the energy I'm picking up from Moremi is that there was word on the street that he went and said some things. Maybe he did, maybe he didn't. But I'm getting the energy, I'm getting a kind of vibration like if he's desperate enough, you would see the wrong side of him. And it's not that because I heard David Jr. said that he fought with him yesterday. It is just look at his behavior. It's as if, you know, when you have a little kid that likes to throw tantrum when they can't have their way. I'm getting that from Moremi. And let me tell you something. It's very hard to have a balance. And I'm speaking from real experience. It is very hard to have a balanced mental well being or a balanced life or any straightforward living situation around anybody, whether it's a child, whether it's an adult. It's like you are always on edge, looking out to either save them from themselves or to save you from them. It will never be balanced until either that person gets help in the right way or nurturing in the right way, or you just will have to leave in order to separate yourself in order to save you from that kind of situation. Let's take a look at, let me see if I can find. I want to go easy this morning also. It's a Friday. It's kind of laid back. I hope that the power doesn't go off because I struggle with the power a lot. I struggle with the power a lot. Um Struggle with the power going off a lot in most of the mornings. So that is the reason why I really don't come live. All right. Um let's listen into David Jr. Let's see if I could find him, bring him up on screen, and listen to a little bit of what he said in the video yesterday. We are taking it nice and easy. All right. Let's strike a pause. Let's pause right there. This glasses is sometimes disgusting. Um, this in itself is part of what I was saying, it's very painful to watch. It may look like it's just another piece of content, but this in itself is what I was saying, is very painful. It was very painful to watch. Um, this guy is really struggling. He's really struggling. He's really struggling. He cannot seem to find a balance because he's fighting his own demons. And it's reality. It's a reality that I don't know why all my eyelashes are falling out. And I don't even wear fake lash, so my eyelashes are shedding. And it's a reality that a lot of people that walks this earth are faced with day in, day out, where toxicity reigns in the homes, even in the workplaces. But this in front of us is a perfect example of somebody who is in dire need of saving. I have a son, one and only son. And just looking at him, Murimi, you know, as a parent to three kids, makes me even wonder to myself if I had a son with this issue of alcoholism, narcissism, you know, not being able to conform to no formal norm, because this guy apparently seems to be living in his own bubble, honestly. Now, I heard David said that on numerous occasions he told Halima that whenever David leaves, what and what he was going to be doing to her. Why? Jealousy. Why? Because he's fighting with his own demons. He's listening also to the noise from the outside that he seems to cannot escape from because you know they're living they're existing in a kind of time capsule way that is like the cave mentality. Mm. So back to what I was saying, so I don't drag this on. He's asking to go to he's asking to speak with Halima, which David did. Then he allegedly fought David off. Then after the whole fracas, he asked to speak with Conrad's dad because, as per him, Conrad's dad is a better person and he is older than David Jr. So I guess he's saying that David is not in any position to counsel him or to try to fix his home problems because brother, you never. I think he even went as far as saying that you've never married a wife. You should marry a wife, and then you will understand what home problems are like. But basically, my understanding out of all of that is that he's not. He's basically saying that David Jr. is not in any position to be counseling him or trying to fix his marital issues. So he wants to speak to Conrad's dad. He've already blown his chances of talking to Halima and making peace with Halima. Now he asked somewhere in the conversation to he agreed. He agreed to see Halima off to a better start by going to school, allowing her to go to school. but he also wants to accompany her to school. My from experience, all of us who actually, you know, is seeing this whole thing playing out in front of us, it is quite obvious that his issue is he does not want to lose her. But until he himself gets, this is my opinion now, gets some help and serious help, that form of behavior, which, excuse me, I don't want to use certain too much words, that form of abusive behavior will continue. I'm telling you, it will continue until, God forbids, the unthinkable. How many of those young ladies that we've seen had to run away from those relationships? How many of them now we've seen on the streets begging for help to build a roof over their heads because of the same issue? Like I said, don't let me, I don't want to, not don't let me, I don't want to use certain words here. The same gender based issue that is ongoing in that little community and in many homes and workplaces, even around this globe. Let's listen in a little bit more. You see, I want to take this time out also. All right, call it whatever you might. It's content. And if Davy finds a niche and he's doing his niche, let him be. He's seen them as somebody that needs help, and in the meantime, he can also make content from it. Let him do what he's doing. It's working for him. Let me clear that. It's a disclaimer. Now, s- let me just commend Davy for something that he said, you know, in the same video, because when I saw everything playing out, the first thing that came to my mind was, "Tuh, regardless of what it is doing, and we're blowing up all over the place. Moremi was the only one in that family that actually stood up with the and the rest over the road. He stood with her regardless. Mm, I hope that, they can see, they can remember that, and thank God. So let me commend David Jr. because I heard him mentioned the same thing that I thought about. You understand? And it's good that he's giving him, he's actually routing for him instead of just physically dumping him, don't want to deal with him, period. And you can say what you want to say. Oh, it's content and he's making money off of their heads. Da, 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 da. It's a niche. Just like how you are talking about them or talking about them talking about other people or whatever. It is a niche. You found your niche and he's found his niche. It is a content chain. Anyhow, there was something that really, broke my heart after a while in the conversation, and I felt really, really, really bad. And it's when Moremi actually started crying out, it really pained my heart bad. Let me see if I can find it here. Yeah. Like I said, it's true. It's true because the more you look at the situation, that's a young boy. That's a young man. And he's trapped within this bubble that, like, I don't really know how it's going to work. Also, I want to say that I want to say also, Murimi, you have to, you have to try to help yourself in order for you to be helped. Because if you lay flat on your backside or on your back and you refuse to get up, after a while, people trying, and it's not, there's no to no avail, you will be left for dead. So the ball is in your court at this time with a little urging from his Davis supporters, with a little urging from his supporters. Imagine they bought him goats and he sold the goats. I know, guys, that these are traits of, people who like are abusers to substance of any kind. These are the traits. They would sell even the shoes off of the foot if they have to. These are the traits. And I know that a lot of people, there are a lot of viewers who are in David Jr.'s audience that would have, in the real world, would have either gone through it, seen it happen, or have experience with people, children or family member that they're dealing with, or even in the industry that they work. So they would have understand. Or let alone, sometimes it's just mere humanity. Like I say, I stand aside and I look at this guy and I realize like he's literally sinking. He has to be saved from himself. But in order for him to be saved, him have to start to work an inch a little bit every day. It's not gonna happen overnight. And sometimes in order to make it work, you have to separate the what them say you have to separate the what from the what? Yes. Yep. It's true. Oh. Okay. I want you to take a look at that sudden outburst. And let me tell you what I'm getting from that outburst. Listen, his words were, exactly, I am also a human being. So it simply means that the way how you are treating me, David Jr., the way how you are treating me because you have money, you got, and these are the things, these are the outside noises that, along with the bubble that he's trapped in, and when these mental things start to boil over, there is no telling what he's capable of. That's a ticking time bomb. And and this is when, you know, it's simple things like these that would happen in the home or wherever, like when you have people with these kind of issues. It is simple. It's okay. Let me not say simple things like these. It is things like these that would indicate that it is deeper. I want you to take a look at just his. So that's the energy that I'm getting from him. And I feel like at any time he can do anything. So regardless of how David thinks that he cannot fight him or he cannot do, he needs to proceed with caution, because it's not that you're going to be afraid of him, you're giving him things, you're helping him here and there, but you have to be mindful that he has a pain inside, a wound inside that actually It's bleeding. His heart is bleeding. His heart, that's a wounded heart, a wounded soul, somebody that is unable to help himself. And when you combine that with mental instability, or when you combine all of that together, rather, you will get a unstable person completely. Like sometimes I'm really, I know what I want to say, but hey, mm, uh-uh, uh-uh. There's nothing that you can tell him at this point in time. He's already inducted. Self induction, outside noise induction, and that bubble that he's trapped in, it's a bad mixture. And that's why I'm saying that that right there is a ticking time bomb. He's already holding on to everything. It doesn't matter what you do until he's hooked on to Halima's side 24/7s. And even if he comes to the yard and you're standing in that yard, I'm telling you, you are in for it. And so will Halima. She will be in for it. He's never, ever, ever, ever going to let go off of that until he gets some kind of elevation mentally, some healing, some guidance. Some people never really change because even though you take them from the environment. Listen, I'm telling you that I'm sitting here and I'm speaking from experience, firsthand. Some people never change. Working progress every day in, day out. Hmm? Yes, some people never change. Like them say, you take them from so and so, but you can't take so and so from them. And I hope that I don't giving him some distraction. I don't even know because it's not a good feeling that I'm having deep inside my stomach because the fact remains that I have to say it as it is. The fact remains that he will have to return to the same environment to face his demons. The environment of nothingness, of laziness, of the will is the word I'm looking for. No willpower, totally powerless. All that he has right now is that bubble that he's trapped in and all that he's holding on to mentally. And may say it's a ticking time bomb that needs serious intervention. Uh, if Halima gets help, goes to school, gets a job, and even goes back into that home, and he himself, I mean, what job does Murimi need at this point when he has a bike that he's supposed to use to provide for himself and his family? So what would you do to all those people in the comment section that works in this environment or has experience in this environment? If you give them all the tools that they need, what would you do in a situation like this? would you allow Halima to stay in the environment, or would you take him and place him where he can get some physical help, some mental wellness help, some detox from the alcoholism, the just purge him and make him whole? Take him to a different place altogether, or will, I don't know, or will he yearn to go back to the old demons? It's complicated, like I said from the beginning. It's very deep, very deep. I grew up in a home with my great aunt and her spouse. It was common law. He was an alcoholic. And there was this trend where he would walk over 3 miles from the town to come at night when he's drunk. Hmm. I don't know what would have happened if the times, like, if no times were like back then in the days. And he would continue with that. This man would top out every glass in that, because we wouldn't let him in. He was never, as long as he's drunk, he's never coming in that house. As young as we were warriors because we stood up for our great aunt, because the abuse verbally, and we were kids, but we were never having it, and we stood up. And when he realized that he was unable to come in to swear from night until the sun rises, he would thump all the glasses out from the front, because the front door was a large door with glass. Half of it was glass, like frame, like a French window, French door, but it was just the top half of it. You know those kind of night with the oak. And he would punch, and the louvers, the glass louvers, and he would punch and punch and punch. When he's sober, he replaced them, because that was the kind of job that he did. So it was a cycle. Like I tell you, I am speaking from experience firsthand. I remember one time we were trying to get something from him, and he used his elbow, and this piece here came off from my great aunt's. Hey, that was the last time, as young as we were, not even teenagers yet. That was the last time he came there to put his fist in any one of those glass windows. Eh, eh. The speed that he went back that 3 miles with, the entire village came out, because we started. Let me tell you something why I'm so attracted to this African village thing, because it reminds me so much, a lot. It takes me back. Mm? Takes me back. But not to that extent of brutality that I've seen, and that kind. No, no, no. It may happen, may have been happening, you know, but you understand what I'm saying. Anyways, it's not about me. It's about who is on screen. Like I said, guys, if you're in the comment section and you have any experience in that field, what would you have done with Moremi? Many other things was said, and in the end, he wanted to accompany Halima to school. Davy agreed. He also want David to call Halima again, which Davy agreed to call Halima. We will talk about that phone call or that result in the next video. However, I want to move to a way much lighter note before we close. And by the way, if you've made it this far, kindly, kindly give the video a like if you have not. And also, if you have not subscribed, please, please, please take the time to subscribe to the channel. On a much lighter note, I want to talk about what Priska did to Goko yesterday. Actually, last night I was up very late. I just couldn't sleep. And I saw Priska premiering. It was a beautiful, beautiful video. I wanted to just highlight a little bit, and then we will close off today's episode. Let's see. It was such a beautiful, beautiful. Um, Let me see if I can get this. I'm trying to have this thing play. Let's see. Yeah, Goko went to town, guys. Goko went to town to shop like crazy. Before we delve into this video though, I want to take the time out to really thank, all who have been contributing from day one to change the life of someone who has been less fortunate for a while. Guys, can you believe that this lady on screen that we've seen here is 44 years of age? As per the subscribers, somebody commented and said that she told Priska that she's 44 years old. I'm having a hard time to believe this. Guys, like I said before, I want to say again, thank you, Priska, also for devoting your time because I know you have your kids, but thank you for devoting your time to taking to be the chaperone for Goko in this beautiful. It was a beautiful video. They were at that premiere was over 1,400 people watching that premiere, even at one something a.m. our time, there was that much people up. Let me tell you something. People are like, I don't know, amused literally by all of this that is happening. You see, when God really decide to vouch for you, hey, no stopping this. Let's listen in a little bit more to Priska because we really want to close off today's episode. We've been going for a while now. Okay, so they're in Cincinnati in the supermarket. Actually, mind you, this is not the first time that a grandma has gone shopping. Like, I feel so funny calling her grandma because if she's 44, I'm way older than her. Hello. I mean, it's not a laughing matter, honestly, but it's the hardship. If it's true, hardship that she's faced, you know, because as per um what she said, she's the last wife, and being the last wife, the husband died after just after she came on. You know how it goes with polygamy in Africa. So after, I guess maybe the husband was older. I don't know. But guys, most likely she would have not gotten enough time around him to even, look good, feel good. And hardship took her being a widow just right after marriage. Hey, Jesus. I also heard her said that she was a house help because she knows nice things. Hello, she knows nice things. She was speaking about some of the cleaning some of the cleaning agents, the chemicals that they use for keeping the place nice and clean. She said, "Yes, I know this. I know this. I used to use this." Even when the young man bought the pots, the YouTuber bought the pots for her yesterday in Priska's yesterday's video, the one before that she premiered. She said she's used those pots before. So listen, it goes to say, when a lot of people was making, like a fracas over, oh, she's not ready for this. I said, let her, I know deep down, I felt deep down inside that she was gonna fit in. You could have seen that she was just giving them time. She was just giving them time slowly, slowly. Even Brian is well experienced. Brian was cooking. Brian was the first person that cooked on that stove, apparently. That I in the video, as per the video that I saw. So it might not be as bad. Different people within different, I would say, parts of the village would have gotten a little bit more exposure because she was a house help. She's a woman. So if you're a house help, you would have had to learn these things, whether you like it or not, by will or by force. You would have had to. You understand? So she's lighting her stove. She even make tea for Marwa. Hello. Way to go, grandma. Exactly. Anyway, guys, I don't want to play too much of Priska's video. That was just to highlight some of the joyous moments that video was so therapeutic. You guys wouldn't even know. It was so therapeutic. And thank you, Priska, for devoting your time again. And for those of you who made it possible for that shopping spree. Hello. Thank you, guys. Big up on yourself for the kindness. Grandma has gotten her kitchen utensils, some more of our kitchen utensils. She's gotten, she still have a much way to go, to confirm a little bit to not societal norms, because she was saying something about her. Priska mentioned spoons like twice in the video. So and she said grandma doesn't have spoons. So things like that normal society use, because mind you, people are going to want to come, and she's going to have to host them from time to time because everybody want to see this good work that Marwa has done. So she has to, her doors are going to have to be open to hosting. And she will get, this is now the time for her to flaunt her skills, housekeeping skills, to the world. Yeah, because then she's going to have to be a host. So I'm happy for the fact that she's gotten the chance to get some utensils to feel like how a woman that runs a home should feel normal. You understand? Because if you look back into where she's coming from in that little hut, I don't even see where she was cooking. I don't see pots. All I see, that beautiful glass jug, the water pitcher that Priska took up yesterday from the cabinet. And those things, I'm happy that um they're going to restore them. I'm not tell no lie, because when I looked at those pieces of furniture yesterday, I said these are antiques. Them little pla pla way, um they're going out on the street now to make from I don't know what kind of what. Those furnitures are the real McCoy. So it's good that they've made the choice, the decision to restore them. And I hope that they find some beautiful cushion covers, waterproof, dark colors that are not going to be stainy. I even see a lot of marks on the wall. And that was one of the reasons why I was thinking to myself, at least, one of the times, say, boy, I wouldn't really paint that house in a light color. I would have to find some darker shades and find a nice way to spice it up, you know, spice it up. There are beautiful colors out there, but it's just that when you try to appease the internet, the audience, you will have a mix. A mix, I don't even know how to put it. Everybody want their own ideology, but it don't work like that. Things are different. Now the walls have a lot of smudges all over the dirt. Even though they put the stones to the side, you could still see that it rained and these things with these kind of colors, then no sooner, no later than maybe as Mar was say 3 months, you're gonna have to be painting all over again. It's another set of money. Anyway, saying all of that to say sometimes you have to allow people to just let them glide into what's happening in front of them. And you have to sit back and just appreciate, enjoy. Well, people, I'm very happy. I couldn't have been happier for this lady. All that has been happening to her. This is a once in a lifetime moment and experience. And, you know, Christmas don't come every day. And that is all I have to say on this leg of the podcast. Please kindly leave your thoughts and sentiments in the comment section. Yes, but people, it was a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful experience. Let's meet on the next one. Have a beautiful, beautiful weekend. Bye bye, guys.
And it's hard to stay on beat, but we're moving right at the same tempo. And I want you next to me. I've been getting lit too much. Yeah. I just need a drink till I see you in my mind, and I know I can't touch. I don't wanna hit you up. See your name up on my line. I know it's gonna be some time before I hit you up, yeah. Don't know what I'm doing, but I need your touch, yeah. Like you pursuing me, cause I need that love, yeah. Feels good to a young boy. Got me feeling like